Hello, welcome back. This is Grillheimer. I just want to go over real quick the four characters that I teased way back on my Unicron reveal. Once I finally got him finished, and I think I have a playlist for just Unicron. I've got a playlist for the baby owl. Got a playlist for like homemade edition stuff for the TCG. I got playlists, lots of playlists. Some private stuff for my family, and some other stuff, etc., etc. So I teased these four characters in that video. And let's see here. So what we've done is I went in and added the traits. And I thought a little bit on this, and they're all going to have the planet trait for all these characters. I want them to be the small character size, not the normal card. So since the parts of Unicron are like normal size characters, the 3.5 by 5s, where when you put them, eventually you're trying to get them all together and in planet mode to be able to flip to bot mode, that when you use a tap action to bring in one of these characters, then they're going to be in play also. But it's also when it's in planet mode. Once it gets able to be flipped to bot, if they're even still on the table, you gotta KO them. They can't stay on there when he's in bot mode. They get KO'd. So controlled Scourges first. They all have the same sub function or heading, minion to chaos. All of them. Whoa. And so Scourges first, controlled Scourge, who has the planet trait and the melee trait. He gives bold 1 to each part of Unicron. So left horn, right horn, maw, and all the bottoms, middle, right, and left. Maybe we should have a crack card. No, I'm just kidding. But they all just about have the exact same stats for attack, health, and defense. One of them slightly different. I thought originally I was going to have them all be a little different, and I thought, well, these are kind of throwaway characters. It's just something to pull one of them in per game. And Scourge is going to give him all the parts bold 1. Is he a part of Unicron? Is he going to get part of this bold? No. And when he's out, he's out. But it's going to help your opponent not try to attack Unicron. But it's going to give all your parts of Unicron in play bold 1 as you try to continue to pull more of them into the other 3 or the other half in to be able to flip to bot mode. So Scourge gives all of them bold 1. Galvatron gives Pierce 1 to each part of Unicron. So yeah, if you have Scourge in play, yes, the left horn is going to have Pierce 2 and bold 3. If you have Galvatron in play, you're going to get Pierce 3 and bold 2. Where'd my parts go? Parts says parts. Left horn, here we go. Because that's kind of what I was looking at. Pierce 2, bold 2. That's right. Both of the horns each have Pierce 2, and the right horn has Tough 2. So Galvatron would give each piece Pierce 1 to ensure at least one attack. So I'm not giving it too much Pierce, which can be bad. So they're going to be like, oh gosh, yes, let me attack Galvatron. Let me get your Galvatron off the field as you try to continue to build Unicron or get him to bot mode. Controlled Cyclonus, again, minion to chaos. Oh, Galvatron is ranged for obvious reasons. He's planet trait, ranged trait. Controlled Cyclonus has the planet trait, and also he has a ranged trait because he's holding his gun right there in the picture with his mouth wide open. If you leave your mouth open, a fly's going to just go right in. That's what we say here in Alabama. Old joke. But in Galvatron, attack of 3, health of 6, defense of 1. Cyclonus, same thing, attack of 3, health of 6, defense of 1. What does Cyclonus do? This gives tough 1 to each part of Unicron. And I copied that verbatim and just put in what ability I wanted to give all parts of Unicron. And again, none of these can flip. They are not flippable characters. So Cyclonus is going to give tough 1 to all of them. Galvatron is going to give pierce 1 to all of them. Scourge can give bold 1 to all of them. So those are sort of the 3 main stackable things. I mentioned Safeguard in that video. I just rewatched it today, and I didn't do that. We just didn't do that. The controlled Ghost of Starscream, again, minion to chaos. He's a little different. He's a ghost, so his defense is 2. And he's the specialist of the 4. And again, with the planet trait. And you can kind of tell I did flip it. I tried flipping all these characters, so they're not exactly the same and a little cropped and everything. This gives stealth to the left horn and the right horn of Unicron. And again, this can't flip. So does that mean it gets stealth when it's tapped and untapped? Yeah. Which maybe I need to reword that it gives them, I might need to tag it on the end when untapped. That would make a little more sense. Because you're trying to not direct your opponents to attack them all. So Starscream would be very integral to that. But again, if they have a spy satellite uplink and they play it, they're going to be able to hit the maw even if Starscream's in play. If the maw is tapped at the time. Or even untapped, and they're all untapped. You know, it's like, haha, I can attack this anyway. So maybe I should go with the opposite of that, where he gives the horns brave, maybe. Might be a better thing to do. Smarter thing to do, actually, now that I think about it. Again, they're all 5-star characters. You could use any of these with any other team. There'll be the tiny cards, but again, why would you? They don't have, their attacks are all average. Their defenses are better than 0, but all their health is like 6. I mean, if your opponent is well equipped, they're gonna wipe any of these out pretty quickly, even with a little pierce, and boom, each one of them would be gone. But again, you can only bring one of them in per game. So there's that. They are mixed faction cards. So, hybrid faction characters. So, faction crossed applies here. Yes, you can use a Beast War action card because it will apply here. They are hybrid factions characters. And if you can you use an arc card from the Unicron raid to utilize the planet trait on these guys? Absolutely. If you want to do that, I mean, have fun with it. If it's overpowering, it's overpowering. I'm not familiar with their stuff. I hate to admit it. My ink is gone. I can't print anymore. But I may just need to break down and get permission, which it's not that big deal really, and just download all their stuff and go to Office Max or Office Depot. I think it's Office Depot now. And get their stuff printed out. I really need to see it. I need to print it. I need to look at it. I need to have it in my hands. Stuff digitally just doesn't soak in with me very well. And I think I've even already printed these guys out, but don't quote me on that. I may have. But that's all I've got right now. I got to get back to work. So just taking a quick little break to mention these 4 characters. Because I did say I was going to come back to them, and I never did, and I apologize, but these are the Unicron controlled characters. You can bring one of them in the game if you use a tap action with the maul to bring one in. When I was playing with that Unicron, I almost forgot to flip to bot mode, because once I got all of them in play, I mean, if they're all in play, it triggers, and you're supposed to flip to bot mode. I mean, it triggers, and I just forgot to do it. I was so involved in the game and all the details that were going on, I forgot that. That's one big detail I forgot. I can't believe it. And I got to thinking, oh gosh, when does this happen? It happens once you get all 6 cards in play. No matter what's KO'd or not, you add up all your health, put it together, you got Unicron in bot mode. If you got one of these happen to be in play, they're knocked out of there. You can no longer use upgrades, because Unicron cannot play upgrades on him. But of course, you can still use action cards. That's not a problem. He just can't equip upgrades. And my whole thinking of that is like, what, dude? Why did you do that? Well, in Transformers G1, there was a lot of imagination going on, and I was a kid with a big imagination that loved I forgot the big word here, talking animals. Secret of Nim, just loved that movie. Loved The Secret of Nim. Watership Down was dark, but I liked it. Made me cry as a kid, but I liked it. Oh gosh, the books of Charles Chandler Harris, Joel Chandler Harris, the Brer Rabbit stuff that can get you in trouble nowadays. I loved those books. I've got a huge Disney golden book of some of that. Little watered down, very hard to read. Oh my gosh, I was trying to read that to my daughter years ago, and it's like looking at one thing and trying to say another, and it's a challenge. I really hate that a lot of that stuff is banned just for cultural reasons or whatnot, because it's a challenge. It's really neat, and Harris was not the only person that did that back then. And then even staying in that era, another set of books that I really liked were the Thornton W. Burgess books, The Adventures of Peter Cottontail, The Adventures of Happy Jack, The Adventures of Chatterer the Red Squirrel, and all these books where animals could talk and they were main characters, kind of just like Transformers, where these talking robots are the main characters. And when they did the Michael Bay movies, they took away our main characters. We're like, well, I like it. It looks okay. The effects are good, but Optimus is not the main character. We don't even have a Spike. This Sam character and his nutty family is the main characters. We need to have some human interaction to pull us into the movie, but the Transformers were not the main characters. It was the Transformer G1 show that really brought us into the show. And where I was going with this is imagination. See, a lot of people, especially kids nowadays, try to watch Transformers. They're like, well, who is the big, huge thing? 5 houses tall. Why did he turn into this tiny little gun? because it's imagination. It's made up. It's fun. It is a cartoon. It ain't real, people. And so understanding the physics of Transformers, because not only can Transformers change from one thing to another, they could also, it seemed very obvious in some episodes, errors, but obvious, that they can change their size as they're transforming. So if Megatron wanted to be a really big gun so Bruticus can hold him, or whether Bruticus wants to just transform Megatron to hold him, he's going to be a bigger gun than, say, Starscream is holding, or even a smaller gun for a person to hold him, aka the comics, when he lost his memory. So, yes, the Transformers can change size if they want to. They have that ability. And because Omega Supreme was an enigma to himself, because he would change size. Metroplex was not always the same size. Heck, even Bumblebee sometimes wasn't the same size. Sometimes he would tower over Spike. Sometimes he would be not much taller than Spike. We'd see Transformers walking in museums and houses and well, maybe not houses, but in buildings and stuff on the old cartoon. Yeah, and when the Japanese inventor showed off Nightbird, Transformers the Autobots were in the hall. They were there in bot form with the people. I made a picture of that building, one of my Battlefield cards, and I gave a certain aspect to all the characters in the field because it was an enclosed building and you're not going to be able to do something. Characters aren't going to be able to do something because they're inside, sort of thing. And that's part of the reason behind even my Battlefield cards. And I still think I need to do an overhaul with them because of scraplets, and I've been working on that. Haven't looked at those in a long time. I haven't looked at my Power Masters in a long time. And I need to finish those. I need to finish so much stuff. Yeah, I feel like I am making a lot of videos. I'm still doing a lot of cards. I finished, we got Unicron revealed and done, pretty much. I got Beast Wars pretty much revealed and done. So I feel like I'm getting somewhere. So, my disposition's been up and down. It's not been a good year. I'd rather go back to 2021 looking for toilet paper than this, nearly. So we'll see how it goes. Things are heating up in the Middle East, and it's not good. But just had to get a blurb of that in there for y'all if you made it this long. So without going too much longer, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. This has been fun. And that's all it is. If some of this stuff is a little too powerful, I've got to revisit my Sharkticons and Alicons. Got to finish revealing the rest of them. There's maybe 2 or 4 characters left to reveal with my Quintessons. I might need to bring some of their stats down just a little bit because they are pretty strong. Testing them with a couple of other decks that I've done in the past, and they win every time. And I'm like, oh crap, I've got to be able to beat them. They have to be able to be defeated. I can't make something that's just going to win every time. Unicron came very close until I dabbled with his stats, got his health down to 50. I almost considered giving the top 3 parts of him 1 more health, make it 53, but I think I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it well enough alone for now. And that's all I have. That's all I've got right now. I didn't mean to go this long. Boy, famous last words as always. Thank you for watching. I'm getting tired of talking. I normally don't talk this much around here. Have a blessed day. Stay healthy. Thanks for being back again. And as always, let's flip out and let's roll for it. For the Transformers TCG. It's not dead yet.